everyone, and welcome back to All the Mods, or ATM Gravitas, or Grav. Maybe we hit him with Grav today. ATM Grav. I'm sleeping through the night because the daytime looks a lot better. Obviously, that speeds things up in terms of progression. So things that were processing process faster, things that were growing grow faster, and things that were dying die faster. It's time. I don't know if you guys are new to it. Apparently I am. So the last episode, listen, it's a bit of a theme here. You'll notice pretty much every intro is the same. We didn't do much in terms of everything, but we know a lot more. The thing that we know this time is that we know that right over here, it's about 1,000 blocks away, is zinc. That is what we know. And that might not seem too crazy, but it's really good because it was really difficult to find and it was very time consuming. So I believe now this episode is like the physical progression. So like we have an intellectual progression where we go and we learn things, and then we have an episode where we put that knowledge into action. I'm making stuff up, as you can tell. So I do have a bit of a plan. Oh god, how is this even happening? Okay, yeah. The first plan is to clean up a little bit. I did clean up before I started, but then obviously when we slept, all this stuff grew. But listen. Everything's fine. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. Yeah, let me figure out what I'm doing. Okay, so yeah, in the last episode, right towards the end, we ended up smelting up all of our copper. So in here, you can see we've got over 1,000 millibuckets of copper, and we've got a bunch of ingot molds. Now, I did try to smelt up a lot more than these 3 ingot molds. We smelted up about like 16 of them, possibly even a little bit more, but they turned into 2. And I'll show you how that works in a little bit. So we're obviously gonna have to make some more, but in the meantime, okay. I was told, I was told by Vortex, one of the developers of this pack, that you can keep the molds, but I swear we let a few of the molds fully cool before we broke them. Maybe we never did. Also, are you serious? It's raining. Isn't it winter? Oh, it's still autumn. Yeah, okay. I was like, shouldn't it be snowing or something? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway. I was told that you could actually keep the molds, but I'd never seen it, so I didn't think that it would work. But hey, I'm on board. I like the sound of this. Now, even though in here it says molten copper, at the bottom where it says contents, it says solid, which means we can't open it up. We will have to heat it up again. So we'll probably do that. That should be fine. We can make that happen. I guess we've got 3 molds. I would like to do more, but we'll see what we do. I would have to go to the clay, and I don't really know where we put the clay. There was a clay spot somewhat close, wasn't there? Maybe not. Well, I swear, didn't we find some clay really close? Yeah, here it is. So right over here, there's some clay. We can go and dig up some more. If we want to make more molds, we might not have to. It might be fine with what we've got. We can do, 3 ingots at a time. And, you ready for this? Wait, if I crouch, we can actually just place them on the ground. How cool is that? So yeah, I've got some plans. As I've said many times, some of them involve smelting some of this up. Some of it also involves smelting up some zinc. So plenty of options. This vessel here is empty. What I'm going to do is slap him there. And I'm going to try to fill him up with an ingot's worth of zinc. So that's going to be 75 millibuckets plus a... Plus what? What do I need to give there? This thing would get us to 90, wouldn't it? And then I've got to put a little bit more in. It's never just enough, you know what I mean? It's always a little bit rough. That's fine. We can... Wait. What if I put this in? Hold on. Okay, I think I've done it. I think a rich plus 2 normals and a poor. I think that does it, maybe. So yeah, anyway, we'll obviously put some charcoal in there. That should be fine. We'll light this guy up, most likely. And we'll probably keep an eye on it for the most part. So that should be fine. I don't think I need to get more clay. We can probably just let this thing do its thing. That should be fine. And so yeah, what we're going to do is instead of trying to mix the alloys together in a container, which is what we did last time, we put together this stuff. We have an unknown ingot, and we have a vessel with unknown combinations. It's a mixture of copper and zinc, but clearly not a good mixture. And so what we'll do is we'll turn them into ingots, and then we can combine the perfect amount. You know what I mean? So at the moment, we're trying to use the copper for... it's already in. Jeez. All right, let's quickly take this guy out. He's already solidified. Okay. We'll put him in there to molten up again. I guess zinc has a pretty low melting point. So I guess that's pretty good. This shouldn't take too long. Okay, so it's already molten. I'll let it heat up a little bit more, maybe. Is that quick enough? Boom. Awesome. Yeah, it's doing it. It's fine. Okay, so we're going to have an ingot of zinc, so that's good. The rest of this can probably sit there. Oh, it's actually, yeah, we did the perfect amount, so it's empty. Cool. And so this one is full of copper. And it's got a decent amount of copper, which means it'll take a decent amount of time to fill up. But the benefit of that is that it'll also, it'll maintain the heat for a little bit longer as well. And it lets us work with it for a little bit longer as well. Now, what I'm going to do, I do have an idea, is I'm going to bring some water closer because I learned as well in the last episode that you can actually cool the items down in water. Now, the problem that we had was when I placed the water, it disappears. So I'll be honest, I'm not too sure how to get water to work. We can consult the book, see if the book says something. Small amount of fluid quickly disappears. Okay. Wooden buckets cannot place source blocks. There you go. I mean, that's obviously, that's what we needed to know. I am curious. Do you reckon we can use a bucket? A barrel of water? Like, if we seal this up and we bring it over here, do you reckon you can cool off items in the barrel? Maybe. This thing's obviously, it's already cool, so we can actually open up this guy, and we've got a zinc ingot. And look at this. They can stack together. They can all go together, which is very, very nice. This thing's still heating up. Well, I guess I can't really test it then at the moment. I've got to wait for this thing to heat up. Now, the temperature's already a lot higher, so me hitting this bellows, I don't think that makes any difference at the moment, because we're just waiting for it to warm up. It's not about the max temperature, I believe. It's about just patience, I guess. So that should be fine. It'll get there in the end. What do we want to do in the meantime? Probably nothing, to be honest. I'm tempted to go get some more clay just so that we've got it, but it's not a priority, I guess. All right, so it is molten at the moment. So I'll tell you what. Already, I'll quickly go and start filling this stuff up. Yeah, because why not? So this thing's full. We'll keep chucking these in until it's fine. Because the heat obviously lasts for a lot longer, so we might as well get these guys running real quick. And then we'll also see if we can cool these things down. I'm not sure if we can, but we're going to find out. So inside here, we can place this back there to make sure it keeps heating up. Inside here, I'm wondering, can I place this in? Oh yeah, listen. So it'll use up some water, but it will cool this stuff down until it's perfectly cool. And so we can obviously chuck them all in there. There we go. And then they'll be safe to take out of their mold. So yeah, you might as well add a barrel to your system because as you can see, it's going to be a little bit helpful. So then we can take these out and we get to keep our molds. And then we can just continue the process. Perfect. Now, what I should mention as well is the copper that I'm harvesting at the moment, its purpose is to be welded. We're trying to make an anvil out of this copper, so it's not for mixing into brass, which means I'll have to put some more copper in there to do that. Now, the amount of copper I'll have to put in is honestly a decent amount. A lot more than we have. I'll definitely have to go back and grab some more copper, which it's going to be a little bit annoying, but you know, it's not the end of the world. It's more just time, I guess. Oh, we did lose one mold, so I guess there still is a chance to lose the stuff. So it will slow down our process a little bit. Oh. Okay, we're good. Alrighty, so this is the last ingot for our process that we're trying to do at the moment, so that's fine. This guy can sit in here. I mean, we can keep the vessel hot. I mean, there's no downside to it, I guess. It'll just sit there. Why not? We'll pick up the stuff off the ground, and then this should allow us to make stuff. Now, it's easier said than done, which sounds a bit weird, but I guess I'll show you soon. So we'll pick up this stuff. We can put the zinc back on the ground. We now have 14 copper ingots. So with these, we need to weld them together. So if we go ahead and look at welding, we're going to have to use them on an anvil, allegedly, which I guess is a problem in of itself, right? Because to make an anvil, if we go over here, you need these double ingots. And to get a double ingot, you need to weld it. So you're in a bit of like a welding loophole, right? Yeah, very interesting. There's not like an anvil cast, right? Okay, it doesn't look like there is. Now, my assumption is that you do this welding on top of like a natural anvil that you make, which means we're going to need a different type of rock. I believe I remember the types of rocks, or at least one of the types of rocks, and it was going to be like granite, and we don't have any of that. Like we don't have that on the map. I think possibly this dacite stuff. That might be the stuff we need. I'll obviously have to consult the book again, but I feel like that was the case. Like if we go primitive anvil, and then we see this. So oh yeah, it has the list here. So raw rock that is igneous extrusive. So it can be andesite or dacite, okay? So that's probably what we're going to go for. Andesite or dacite. Now, the current biome we're in is limestone. If we head northeast, we'll get andesite. That's what we're after. We obviously want some raw rock. That should be doable. I'll quickly drink some water before we head over. And you know what? I'll fill up the jug. The jug's been pretty helpful. It's a nice little, like, emergency water. Like, you've caught yourself somewhere. You're like, oh no, I need some water. It's got you covered. It's pretty good like that. So I'll bring some of this as well. Because a lot of that's going off. If I leave it in there, it lasts a day. If I take it out, it lasts a few minutes. Alright, so I'm going to head northeast. Oh, someone also told me. Boom. Settings. Minimap. I believe we can lock it north. But I don't know how to do that. Oh yeah, right there. Lock minimap north. Awesome. So now, north is always north. And all I have to do is look at my little arrow. So I already know, okay, we got to go this way for northeast. I prefer this map format much, much more. Because, I don't know, the little north symbols, they're so small. It's hard to see, like, which way is which. Oh! I might be dead. I might be dead. I'm looking at the minimap and there is a black bear near me. I think it's the classic one. I think it's the one that's always over here. But I really need to be paying more attention to that map. Because if it's not, I am dead. Yeah, I believe it's the one that's down here. Yeah, if we fall down there, we're done. Finished. Gone in an instant. The copper's here as well. So while we're here, I did say that we needed more copper. We might come down here and do some work. Now, obviously, there's a few creatures down here that we might have to tend to. But it might be fine. The more copper was like down in this area. And there was a creeper down here at some point, so I am like a little concerned, but from the looks of things, we're fine. But yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff down here. A lot of it's not good, but, you know, a lot of it we could probably get out if we're lucky. Alright, I've got a decent amount. We've got, like, over 1,000, I believe. Yeah, we've got plenty. So that's the copper taken care of. And so now that will be used mostly to make brass, I believe. I think we need some of that. In terms of the other stuff, we still need to keep heading in that direction, I believe. We're pretty much in andesite, like we're roughly there, just a little bit further. There's also some snow over here. We're in early winter. Oh, and it is apparently Lightning Shock's birthday. There you go. We've got a date updating. Awesome. Cool. Happy birthday to whoever that is. Hopefully they're a good person. Yeah, listen, you never know these days. So we are in an andesite area, which means we're going to start finding rocks. If we find some above ground, it would be perfect. Because the above ground rocks are actually much easier to harvest the raw rock from, I've found, in my short experience. But if we don't find any, it's fine. Like, this is probably... Oh, that's gravel. Like, I'm sort of looking at the minimap too, and I feel like I don't really see any boulders. Although I think this map sort of shows boulders. Like, I think this would be a boulder, and like this. We'll head there. I think it is easier than digging down into, like, the caves. Although, to be fair, when you're mining directly down, it is quite easy to get the andesite as well, because you just dig in, like, a 3x3 and leave the middle hollow. That's what I've found, once again. But yeah, we'll see, because that looks like a rock we want. What's this stuff? Hardened andesite? We don't want hardened andesite, we want raw. Raw. Here we go. Perfect. So, how do we harvest this perfectly? Good question. Let me show you. Or at least let me show you my attempt. So obviously we just need to separate them from one another. So we do that, and this will be our first piece. One raw andesite. Check. So then we continue. Oh. Okay. I guess you got to be careful in how you harvest this stuff. Alright, that's number 2. Perfect. And then this one looks like it's going to be number 3. Perfect. And so this is allegedly the last piece we need. That is our third andesite. So I will head back unless when we do our quick little look around, I see a waystone. The one time, like I've never said that before. So if this was the one time that we saw a waystone, there is not a chance that you guys would actually believe me in that, like it wasn't scripted. But the point I'm getting at is that I should start doing this more because like all we need is one other waystone and just our life gets so much easier in terms of the off-camera stuff. So your life doesn't get much easier, but I end up being in a better mood when I do these videos. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Oh, you know what? While I was out this far, I should actually go and tend to that wolf. I might do that real quick. So I might go out and like take out this turkey and then go for that wolf. Because I mean, listen, it's so close to being tamed, I think, that I mean, we have to, right? I think it is worth the time that I'm spending running back and forth. All right, I was going to say our wolf should be here, and sure enough, here he is. He's at 60%, and he's now at 70%. So possibly 3 more feeds, and we will have ourselves a pet dog, allegedly. Alrighty, home sweet home. As you can see by the minimap and everything, bit by bit, the world is freezing over. But that's fine. Oh, we're actually getting icicles and stuff. All right. So I imagine this stuff's gonna be harder to run. What are we doing? Good question. So first things first, let's set up our brand new system. I'm just gonna break these limestones. If we need new raw limestone in the future, we'll go and get it. Okay, it's not the end of the world. This andesite I'm gonna place. I'm gonna right click the middle with a hammer. We now have an andesite anvil. That's what this is. We've got crazy interface. We've got spots to put things. We've got plans. We've got things we can punch. We can hit. We can do a bunch of stuff, right? So, how does this work? Well, I've got copper. I need to heat up copper to a point where it doesn't melt, but it's hot. And then I can chuck it in here, and I can allegedly hit it a few times. That is my understanding. So, rock anvil. Yep, we checked this guy out. Awesome. Yep, we obtained the raw rock. Okay, so that's that, I guess. Building materials. That's not what we want. What do we want to do here? Okay, so I think we place flux in this spot. We place our hammer in there, or we hold the hammer on us, I guess. Then we put ingots in here, and then something happens. So we can begin ish. So we've got flux, obviously. So we'll put the flux in there. We'll put our hammer here, and then if I were to place an ingot here, at the moment you can't do anything with it. If I place 2 ingots, there's still nothing. They're not hot enough to be worked. So obviously we've got some copper in here. I do want to heat these up, but they're not going to take anything other than charcoal, are they? So we've got to put our charcoal back in, which is, it's not the end of the world. It's fine. We'll light this guy up. So bear with me. So he's going to light up, and we want it to say that it can be worked. I don't know what temperature specifically that is. I think it's once it gets orange, it can be like welded and stuff. So I think before it's orange, we'll be able to work it. It does give you the number, I believe. It will tell you specifically like what you can do here. So I'm thinking what I do is I get it to be a little bit hotter. Then I take it out, and then it could like start cooling in my hand, right? The boiling liquid can cool in my hand. But then, it'll last a bit longer. So if we keep an eye on it, it's currently dark red. It doesn't say that it can be worked. Okay, now it says it can be worked. I'm going to grab it once it's orange, because then it will say can weld. Oh, actually, it goes even further. All right, so it's bright red. I'm going to take both of these out, open this up, and chuck both of those in. And then what? What do I do? I hit it. They can work. Bright red can work. Then do it. Okay. I mean, do I need to have a plan? Okay. Well, I feel like that was kind of mission failed. You'll need to select the plan, which chooses which item you want to create. Left button on the scroll button, and then pick one of the items to create. The anvil interface will return. Okay, so... Huh. Yeah, you'll need a hammer. Gradually damages you work it. So I place it in there, and then I should be able to select stuff. And then I can select what I want to happen with it. So, like, yeah. And then... So when does that happen? I wonder if I just do 1 ingot, if that does something different. So maybe I'll chuck this guy back in here. By the way, I'm not sure if I'm meant to be using something else to heat these up to be worked. I don't know. I simply don't know. I'm trying to work with what we've got. I also don't even... I mean, I don't have a clue how any of this works. We might not even need to make a proper anvil in order to make the brass mechanisms. We might not even have to, in which case this might be pointless what I'm doing at the moment. Which we probably will try after this if this actually doesn't work. So this is going to get to bright red. Then I'm going to place it in here. And then something's meant to happen. I'm like pressing and I'm scrolling. Pressing stuff. I've got different buttons. They might make noises, but... I mean, I don't know. I'm scrolling and stuff. I feel like I'm missing something, but I also don't feel like I am because... Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so... I'm going to give up on that idea. I just simply am. And what we're going to do instead... Oh, yeah, what we're going to do instead is work with what we've got. Okay. So... Oh, we can turn them into nuggets. Interesting. We've got 9 copper ingots and a zinc ingot. Here's what I'm thinking we do. Right? Hear me out. I'm thinking we combine 1 zinc nugget with 9 copper nuggets. Eh? I feel like that's not a horrible idea, right? So we go here, 9 copper ingots, boom, zinc. And so what this should do is give us enough to make 1 single brass ingot, which I believe is all we need. This vessel's empty, so I think we can just chuck this stuff in, if it will let me. But, I mean, clearly it's not even letting me do that. Really? So I can't even burn this stuff together? Well, that's rough, isn't it? Okay, there goes that idea, apparently. Alright, well, we'll combine those again. I guess I'm just gonna smelt them all up. Oh yeah, there's gonna be snow everywhere. So yeah, the ratio is 1 to 9. So what we're going to do is we're going to chuck in another charcoal and we're going to quickly light this guy back up. And then we're just going to put these in. So I've got this guy empty. This guy has stuff. I can just take him out, whatever. Zinc goes in and then copper. And we're just going to fill this guy up. That's the plan. This thing melts a lot sooner. It melts it very hot. But I mean, like, we can do it, is the point I'm getting at. Ah, our melon's rotten. Okay, well, they can go in there now that they're rotten. Is anything else in here rotten? The rabbit's rotten. Turkey's not rotten yet. Turkey can go in there. What else do we have? 7 days, 2 days, 1 day. Yeah, we'll take out some carrots and eat those. I wonder if weld. Because am I welding the ingots together? I'm pretty sure it says... Oh, yeah, we are welding. I guess that makes more sense. Hold on. So I actually need to... What I should have done is consulted the book for welding. Okay. Yeah, you do flux, hot enough to weld. Use any hammer on them. You'll hear a hammering sound. Huh? Yeah, interface, inserting them into the 2 slots. Yeah, okay. That makes more sense, doesn't it? Okay, well listen, hey. We know for the future now. I'm still going to continue here. I'm going to make the brass. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to continue on, make the brass, and then we can try with some more. We've clearly got a lot more copper, so we can try to make those stuff if we want. But I have a feeling that we might be able to just weld with this anyway. As in, not weld, but work for the brass mechanisms. Because it is not welding, it's anviling. So we're going to anvil an ingot into 2 brass mechanisms. That is the plan, okay? That is the entire plan. Alright, it is now orange. Obviously, it needs to be orange and 4 stars, so we're almost there. See, oh, can weld, but danger, danger. So we'd probably get it to 3 and then take the stuff out, maybe. I don't know. So that is now in here, and this is 1,000 what do you call it? 1,000 millibuckets of brass, which means we can take this out, we can open it up, and we can start filling up our ingot molds. We only need one, so I might... I mean, I guess I can cast it all. I don't think there's any downside. Oh, I actually didn't want to do that. I don't think there's any downside in having them already as ingots, except for my mold might break, but like, you know, small price to pay, I'd say. I'll tell you what, I'll take the charcoal out at least so that if it does happen, we don't waste anything. All right, we did lose one of our casts. I can't be bothered doing the rest of this, so I'll leave that in there for now. We now have brass. So, what's the plan? Let's put out the fire. That's probably going to end badly one of these episodes. This won't heat up enough, will it? I want this to heat up to where it can be worked. It might heat up enough. It genuinely might. Obviously, it's cooling down. If this guy melted orange, then surely he can be worked at, like, red. You know what I mean? Or even, like, very hot or something. I'm probably going to have to put in a charcoal and light this guy up. There we go. So, he'll heat up again. So, do you reckon dark red or bright red? I reckon bright red will be welding, surely. Which means red should just be work. Okay, so yeah, here. Dark red can work. We'll go to like 2 stars. Perfect. So we grab this guy. We go ahead and we chuck him in here. And then I should be able to do the thing. Okay, well, I mean, nothing's happening still. Can work. Can work. Okay. Unlucky. What I'm going to do... Oh, God. I mean, what am I going to do? Like, realistically, what am I going to do? Am I going to make an anvil? I mean, I kind of have to, right? Let's put the charcoal in there. Let's take this out. Let's grab that little one that had a bit of copper left in it. Copper solid, 5 millibuckets. Sounds great to me. Put that there. And let's just fill this guy up. That's what we're going to do. So, obviously, I'm going to need more logs and more charcoal. I'm going to do that as well. Listen, doing what I'm about to do is a little bit overdue. We definitely should have done it a little while ago. I'm going to take my axe. Oh, the axe is going to break too. We might make a new axe. And I do think the copper axe is worth it. I'm quite happy with how much I got out of this guy. So I will probably cast another one real quick. So let's maybe... Well, actually, what are you? Alright, this thing is molten. I don't know if I'm fast enough to do it, but... Oh, but that's not fired. Yeah, okay. So hold on. Alright, well anyway, I'm going to use the rest of this axe to chop down trees. And we've got a stone axe on us that we'll use as well. And then I'll be back. Alright, so this is not hot enough. I'm going to blow the bellows. That's going to get this heat to be full. This is now mold. This can go back in here. Hopefully this thing heats up fast enough. This we're going to use... Get this stuff out. Hopefully, we really need this thing to heat up hot enough that it's molten, which I believe is orange, right? So it's currently dark red. It's going to go to bright red and then to orange, if we're lucky. We might not be lucky. Fingers crossed, because I have no more charcoal. Otherwise, we have to wait for the whole thing to heat up, and it's just not fun. I'd love to have an axe. Oh, no, it's orange plus plus, isn't it? Did that work? No. Okay. Unlucky. Alright, well, I need to obviously cook up a bunch of logs again. Alright, in case you don't remember how this works, you place your log piles in the ground with shift right click, you fill them up with logs, you set it on fire, the whole thing combusts, and then you cover them up, and then you should still see smoke coming out from the top, which we do. And this can take a while. If you sleep through the night, it'll probably be done. Otherwise, you just sort of have to sit around and twiddle your thumbs, which is a little bit rough. There is another option, right? It's physically possible to weld this together into a thing, but it's also possible to anvil this thing into an axe head. So obviously you need to get the thing to the point where it can be worked, and then allegedly you have the plans and you do what you want, right? I'm also wondering, do I need to have a stone hammer? Like, I'm assuming I can just use any hammer. You must use any hammer on the anvil. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So just any hammer, it reckons. That's what it says. Like, unless I'm missing the thing. So I mean, that sounds cool, right? If I heat this up enough to be worked, we could do it. Now, I'm wondering if that can be done in a fire pit. Because a fire pit, we can burn the hickory logs at bright red, and then that might be enough to work this thing. And obviously, I mean, that sounds like a pretty good deal. So, to do that, I think you can use straw. Well, actually, no, I guess it doesn't say it can burn. But I know you can definitely use these fallen leaves to kick this thing off. So, for example, we can chuck in fallen leaves, then chuck in a couple of logs. Then if we make a fire starter, boom, 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 we can light this guy up. Boom, awesome. We can open him up, and we can then place in our copper ingot, right? So this thing's warming, and once it starts burning a log, because currently it's still burning that leaves that we able to ignite, this thing should heat up to bright red. It'll take it a little while, as with all things, but you know, we can fill this guy up with logs. That's a lot easier than charcoal, at least at the moment. And then once it's hot enough, we sprint over and we anvil it. That's the plan at the moment. I think it could work. There's two possibilities that I'll address. One is that we need an actual anvil. That's obviously a possibility. We need to invest in this guy real quick. I say real quick, but it's possible we need to invest in this. Yeah. I mean, that's it. That's honestly my thoughts. If bright red, which this burns at, if bright red is hot enough for it to be welded, then we can make this anvil as well using this fire pit, which I think is a lot more manageable than the other thing. I honestly prefer this to the forge in terms of waste. Like logs are so easy to get. Now in saying that, there's a lot less trees in the direction that I've been chopping, so I definitely should consider working out how to grow trees and do all that, because let's be honest, they probably take like a full year to grow as well, don't they? But yeah, okay, so it's bright red, so it can work. So I'm gonna grab this, I'm gonna run over here, and I'm gonna chuck in this, and it's dark red. It can still work, but it's not. I'm still concerned that I'm not doing the right thing. That's my main concern here, is that I'm just not doing the right thing. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Yeah. I mean, it's just not too sure. I'm thinking as well, it's possibly better to have a campfire right next to it so that I don't have to do this, but yeah, maybe I need to watch a video on it. I mean, it's definitely looking like that's the point, or that's the part that I'm up to, is that I probably need to watch a video. I'd prefer not to have to, you know what I mean? It'd be nice if I can mentally figure this out, just for the long run. So we put this in here. And I mean, this stuff doesn't do anything. Scrolling on it, punching, hit, can work. Plan, scroll, left button. So in here, so now we're genuinely doing the working. So if I click anvil and I click working, it talks about everything. Working rules. Here are the rules. Here it is. The rules are the 2 or 3 icons shown at the top of the anvil interface. They represent specific actions that must be taken at specific times in order for your working to be a success. For example, a rule could be bend second last, meaning the second to last action you take must be a bend action. Sure. Your last 3 actions are shown right underneath the rules. When a rule is satisfied, its outline will change to green. Success occurs when all rules are satisfied. Sure. Finally, you have to be mindful of your item's temperature. Metals can only be worked when they are above a certain temperature, where the tooltip shows can work. You may take an item out and reheat it during the working process. I understand this, but I don't understand. Yeah, like it's not working. So my guess is that the anvil isn't built for that. That's my current interpretation, is that it's just not working. Because according to this interface, like, I mean, it looks like it makes sense, doesn't it? Here's what I'm confused. I'm confused by the wording here. I feel like that I'm missing what I'm meant to be actually doing. I'll tell you. I'm gonna watch a video after this. You need to select the plan, right? Because we are at this point, right, where we've just got this symbol, and then we want to select a plan like a pickaxe head, right? Which chooses which item you want to create. Then it says left button, and if I hover over it, it says attack destroy. So that's my left click. Left button on the scroll button. on the scroll button and then click one of the items to create. What? Left button. I'm assuming it's just one right? On the scroll button. Left button. So I click on the scroll button. I assume that's the... Yeah, okay. No, it means scroll. The picture of the scroll. Gotcha. Okay. So when I left click on this, it's meant to do something. And it's clearly not. It's possible, I'll toggle shaders off, that it was like hidden by shaders. It doesn't appear to be. My guess is that it just doesn't work like that on this guy. I'm pretty sure... I'm pretty sure I need to get the temperature of them up to be welding. And then they might be able to weld on this. I mean, hey, that's my current guess. So I'll tell you what. Actually, we will sleep through the night. The charcoal should be done. We'll try and weld the stuff. We'll see if we can do it. Listen, I'd love to get something done this episode. It'd be pretty good. I'd enjoy that. I'll tell you that much. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, the smoke is cleared. And under here, we have a wonderful set of charcoal. It looks like we can just punch the stuff. And there's plenty. Alrighty, the forge is lit. It's warming up. Everything's heating up. We want these to get to can weld. And we're just going to chuck them in here. That's the plan. Is that exactly what we're meant to do? I don't know. I think so. Like, I'm pretty sure. Welding. Yup. First, you must place the two items you want to weld in the anvil. You then need to have at least one flux. We have that. Then, when both are hot enough, the tooltip will say can weld. You must use any hammer on the anvil. So I'm going to hold my hammer, and it's an any hammer. I'm holding an any hammer, and that's what we're going to use. So currently they're at can work. So we're going to stop it when it gets to like orange 2, because that is can weld, right? But it's not molten yet. And while that's happening, let's also cook up some stuff. Okay, can weld. We're currently there. We are at orange. I'll wait for 1 star. Can weld. We're going to open this up. Can weld goes in. And we have a copper double ingot. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how it's done. Okay, so I now need seven of these total. So I need 8 more. Well, you know, we'll make it happen. It's going to happen. So we'll chuck all this stuff in. And it'll slowly happen. And then we'll be good. And as you can see, we're going to burn through all of the charcoal. It's going to be quite horrendous. All right, so this is genuinely going to take like an hour. So I'll be back. I'll come back as we do each of these, I guess. Ugh. Did it say whether you could use a bellows on a campfire? Because maybe we can use logs. That'll be very interesting for me to find out. So you shift right click and that gives you the thing you need. So that's good to know. I wasn't too sure how it worked. This thing can go back in here. Hopefully that melts. Oh, I think I just lost a bunch of... Oh my god. I took the stuff out to put the stuff in. Oh my god, it's fine. Yeah, it provides air to fire pits. I reckon we could push a fire pit to heat up the ingots. And as well as possibly melt the ingots. I reckon you could do it with the bellows. I'm pretty sure you could. We might have to do that after this. Now, obviously, this thing holds a lot more, but you know, I guess yeah, that'd be rough to heat them up to weld. But for the pot to heat the vessel up, that might be a much better option to use. All right, I think I have the stuff to make another bellows, so I might just do that while we're here, and then we'll put that on a campfire. Now, I could bring the campfire, like I could leave the campfire where it is. I could bring it over. I don't think it matters. I was like trying to consider like, oh, what do we want to do? I don't think it matters too much. We're going to place it there though. And so that will obviously blow into it and that should work. I'm currently just waiting for these last bits to heat up. Oh, they're already done. Awesome. So this guy, I'm very intrigued to see what's going to happen here. The vessel's obviously going to go there. He's full of copper. The copper's currently solid. I do need a lot more of those little leaves to like set fire on. I guess we've got one there. Awesome. So we'll chuck this guy in there. We'll make sure that we fill this guy up with logs. Set him on fire. All right. Also, what I'll do quickly is head up and get some more clay because we only have one ingot mold, so probably makes sense to get a few more. Now, I don't think we'd be able to heat up the ingot mold to, like, I don't think we'd be able to cook it in that thing. I'd be very surprised if we could, even with the bellows. Wooden cane. All right, so this thing's heating up. It should get to bright red. That's obviously what it should get to. That's the temperature. Now, in order for it to be weldable, in order for it to be molten, it needs to be orange 3. I don't know if we'll push it to orange 3, but we'll see. In order for it to be... Oh, this stuff only burns at dark red 2. We need maple logs? Okay, let's actually take these out and put in hickory logs. Yeah, okay, so that's probably not even going any higher. I guess I'll push that in. So yeah, look, I mean, it's... If those red 2 ones are going to get to orange, then I think we might... I don't know if we can fire these. Does it say what it needs to get to be fired? Yellow, white, 4 stars. We'll see. we'll see. We'll see what we can push it to. And yeah, this thing takes so long to heat up, so we're going to be like just constantly going... I do wonder what it goes to. So if I just click this for a little while and we open this up, it looks like it's still yellow. I don't think it's even yellow-white. It doesn't look yellow-white. But it should go hot enough that at least this stuff to be cast. Now, I mean, like, what am I doing? Like, I've got ingot molds here. Like, I'll probably leave that other thing. Listen, it's fine. It'll keep burning at least, right? The thing full of logs at the moment. I'll let that thing heat up. Just make sure this thing's topped full. All right, so these are full temperature. I blow the bellows on top. These then heat up, and as you can see, it works perfectly. All of these are molded. Now I'll chuck that guy in and see if he can even get close enough to being hot. That should be fine. The thing over here, I mean, it's quite difficult to get it hot enough, I'll be honest. So we'll leave that as it is, and I will go ahead and chuck it in here as well to heat up. And that should be fine. Oh my god, I have the wrong thing in there. I've got brass in there. I mean, I guess I can cast all the brass. That's quite embarrassing. I just saw it right then when, as soon as it hit orange, it was molten, and I'm like, that's odd. Normally copper's a little bit longer. Very, very odd. But yeah, I guess it adds up. Okay, this guy, empty. Wonderful. This guy, slowly heating up. All of the cast, currently full. Slight problem. This guy is cool. This guy's cool. Some of these guys are still warming a little bit. And now all of them will be emptied. Okay, so then this vessel is now hot. It's at yellow temperature, so I'm going to take it out. I'm going to open it up and do exactly what we just did before, but now with the correct ingot. So it'll maintain the heat a lot better than the thing that didn't have much in it, if that makes sense. Okay, so fill this guy up with charcoal again, and time to put in the ingots. Now, we only want to be doing 2 at a time, so that's fine. That'll be easy. Or, 4 at a time, like multiples of 2. We obviously want to cool these guys down pretty quickly. And I mean, we're just going to be welding. There's no surprise. There's no secret. We're just welding these together. Alrighty, let me show you the plan here. We're going to grab these out. Oh, I wanted them on the hotbar. We're going to right-click, shift right-click 2 of them in. Shift right-click with that. And I guess shift right-click. A lot of them said, like, empty hand. I guess, yeah, you got to right-click them all. But, hey, that's pretty cool. We've got 5 so far. So I'll tell you what. The next go in. So this will be, obviously, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. So that's perfect. I don't even need to put more in. This will be it. This will be the final pieces of the puzzle. We'll cool these guys down so they can actually stack together. And then, yeah, we'll see where we go. Also, I've learned how these guys work. They take the expiration date of the shortest fruit you put in there, or vegetable, right? So, like, if I put a fresh fruit in, it'll go to whatever the lowest amount is. And if I put rotten fruit in here, it will rot the entire shelf. So that's, I guess, something to know. Cool. How's this guy going? It's getting there? Alrighty, these can be welded. Quickly grab them out before they melt. There we go. Shift right click, shift right click, shift right click, shift right click. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. All the pieces of the puzzle. I could cool it down, but I think we can just craft with it hot. So boom. Copper anvil. Here it is. Our very first metal anvil. Oh, looks quite nice. Anvil. Metal anvil. 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 Sweet. Now, our area here looks horrendous. That's all I'll say. So this guy, there's still no plan button. That's obvious. But now when I put something in there, we're actually given plans. And I can see what we're going to make. So obviously, I want to make these. It says I need a punch at last. So the last thing I do will be a punch. The second last needs to be a hit. Hit second last. So I guess just any type of hit. And punch third last. So it's going to be punch, hit, punch. And that's how this thing's going to end. I don't know what that means. Does that mean I can go punch? Oh, a hammer is required to work in the anvil. And then it needs to be hotter. Makes sense. Okay, cool. So this thing, I place my brass in here. It starts heating up. It's like, I don't know, but it's going to heat up. It doesn't need to get that hot, but I'll be back. All right, so it can work already, right? I'm going to let it go a little bit hotter to about there. I'm going to place it in here, and we're going to do punch, hit. Oh. Okay, so I don't know how it works. I'm pretty sure I messed up. I sort of get that I'm meant to follow something at the bottom. So I did that wrong. That's fine. We'll put another piece in there. We'll let that heat up. While that's happening, let's maybe consult this. So we are now doing working, right? This is what we're doing. So you pick the thing. Yep. The anvil interface will return, but now you'll have a selected plan. The scroll will show the item you're working to create. And the rules and target will now be populated. So these are the rules, and I'm guessing these are the targets. Right? In the middle of the anvil, working rules. So yeah, in the middle of the anvil screen, there's a bar with two colored indicators. The green pointer is your current working progress. The red pointer is the target. Your goal is to line up the current progress with the target. In order to do this, you can use green and red action buttons, which move your current progress a certain amount depending on the action taken. Green actions will always move your target right, and red actions will always move your progress left. Note that if you move your target off of the progress bar, you will have overworked your item. You will lose your ingot. However, while working, you must also match the rules. Cool. Okay. I'm picking up what's being put down. Oh. Okay. So this thing's clearly too hot. It can be welded at the moment. I can let it passively cool my inventory. We could also cool down in this thing. I'm just going to place it here and wait. So currently it can weld. I don't know if I can do this. Am I able to... Can I do this? Oh, you can. Nice. So, oh, we lost our hammer. Hammer. Bam. Bam. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Okay. So we do punch. Check this. Punch, hit, punch. Punch, hit, punch. Not hard enough. Okay, that's fine. I don't know how to finish this off, I'll be honest. I'm not sure how to do it. I'm a bit, yeah. Because I think we're at the target and we've done the rules. So then how do I finish this puzzle piece? Let me consult the book real quick. You match the rules. Okay. No, I'm not too sure. So this goes in here. Maybe, oh, there we go. Brass mechanisms. There it is. Cool. Hey, easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We now have brass. What do we do with this brass? Whatever we want. But more importantly, I'm going to put a charcoal in here, and I am going to put in some copper. We're going to heat up the copper. We're going to work the copper. We are going to make an axe. That is the plan. We're going to make a copper axe, hopefully on this thing. We might need to make a second hammer. We definitely should have some prepared because I wasn't really prepared for the absolute panic that would ensue. Sweet. So I'll let this thing heat up, and we'll see if we can go ahead and make an axe. Why not? Okay, so it can work at the moment. Awesome. I'm going to let it get a little bit hotter because that's just going to be easier for us. I'll put an extra charcoal in there. We might as well make sure this works. So yeah, I'm going for an axe this time. So this thing goes in here. Plan. We want the copper axe head. I'm just looking at the other options. They're pretty cool. Copper axe head. We're just going to punch it like crazy to get it even close to where it needs to be. Good thing we brought the extra hammer. Okay, so it needs to be punch last, hit second last, upset third last. So what I need to do is go like here. We need to do upset. We need to do a hit. And then we need to do a punch. And then that should be it. But clearly that didn't work. So we'll do an upset. We'll do a hard hit. And we'll do a punch. Okay. We're close. We are close. You want to minimize the amount of hits you do on this thing. So I'm guessing I should be using the upsets to get that far along. I think I'm butchering these things like crazy. I definitely... I feel like I'm picking up what's being put down, but a little too late. So I want to do a hard hit, an upset, and then a medium hit, and then a punch. How's that not it? Come on, man. Upset, medium hit, punch. Upset, hard hit, punch. Hard hit, draw. Upset. Oh my god. I want to make an axe. We will be making an axe today. I just don't know how to do it. You go in there. Hard hit, upset, light hit, punch. Upset. Medium hit, punch. I mean, like what do you want from me? Is this not it? Are you not entertained? Like, what am I missing here? I didn't even mean to do what I just clicked. Oh my god. I don't understand how we even made this. Like, mind blown. So that's in there. So we're going to do a draw. We're then going to do a light hit. We're going to do upset, light hit, punch. Upset. My gosh. I'm going to cry if I can't do that. Listen. It's about the practice. The practice makes perfect, as they say in the welding industry, the smithing industry. Upset, light hit, punch. Draw. Upset, light hit, punch. Draw, bend, upset, medium hit, punch. Draw, bend, Dude, I must be missing something. I feel like every episode I'm missing something, you know what I mean? Like I'm next to what can happen, but I'm just not quite there, you know what I mean? Like you're almost there, just a little. You just gotta do the actual thing you meant to do. Because like this goes in here. We're going to do a medium hit. We're gonna do a medium hit. We're gonna do an upset. No, we're gonna do a medium hit. Then we're gonna do an upset. We're going to do a light hit and a punch. Do I let it cool then? No. I mean, like, am I trying to line it up here? Is that what I'm trying to do? What am I trying to do? Does anyone... What's going on here? Working rules. Your last 3 actions. Success occurs when all rules are satisfied. Finally, you have to be mindful of your temperature. So when all rules are satisfied, meaning that they're all green. These are all green. But this is the only one that... Oh, it has to be a light hit. Is that what it's saying? It's like got a light hit? Oh, 1, 2, 3. I feel like, I mean, it's green. That means we've done it, doesn't it? Oh, man. I don't, yeah. Yeah, nah. Nah, man. Alright, let's get another one ready. I'm clearly just dumb. You know, your whole life you don't think you're dumb, then you try and play block game, and man, that proves it, doesn't it? Okay, it is bright red. Check this out. We're gonna slap it in here. What we want to do is we're going to do a medium hit and a medium hit. Then we're going to do an upset. We're then going to do a hit and then a punch. It's clearly that's what we're meant to do. Do I seriously have to line it up perfectly? Like, is that what I'm not understanding? Is that I have to line it up perfectly with that thing? I think I do. And I think we can do it. But maybe we can't. But either way, I'm going to lose my mind. So I'm going to do a hit and a draw, and then an upset, and then a hit, and then an upset, and then a hit, and then a punch. Bro, you're joking. Do I need flux? Is that the problem? I don't have any. We didn't have any flux in there before. Like, what are you doing, buddy? I hope that for people who don't know what they're doing, it's the exact same experience. You know what I mean? I'm really hoping that when I'm watching this in recording, it's not the most obvious thing ever, because, I mean, this episode's so long already. Okay, so it's in here, right? Upset third last, then it's a hit, then it's a punch. That is the plan. So it's going to be... you know what? I get it. I get it. We need to do 2 upsets, then a hit, then a punch. No? Because then it's like past the target? What do you want from me? I thought I cracked it. I'm like, oh, we've got to be on this side. Makes sense. I don't even... I should just end it, but I'd really love to be able to say that we did it, you know? This is just embarrassing. I want to add... even if it's painful, I want to at least learn, you know? Let's do a shrink, and then a hit, and then an upset, hit, punch. Upset. I mean, did that just break the thing? Because I get that. I get why that broke, because it went too far that way, and I get why it broke the other time, because it went too far that way. But then what the hell was going on in the middle? All right. I'll tell you what. You guys can tell me what I've done wrong, because that was I'm sure that was painful if you knew what you were doing. And I'm really hoping it was painful if you don't know what you're doing as well. I'm really hoping that I'm not just the biggest idiot ever. But regardless, we've got an anvil, so that's pretty fun. I'll tell you what, I'm going to sleep through the night so that we can get some sunlight for the thumbnail. And then that'll be that. We'll let bygones be bygones. So thank you guys for watching, genuinely. Hopefully you are enjoying the series. Listen, I can only imagine the rage and screaming at the camera that you guys do on a daily, and I commend you for putting up with it. But thank you guys so much. Hopefully you're enjoying the community as well, and the servers and whatnot. Thank you to our channel members, of course. Thank you to Andre, our tier 3 channel member. And I should also say, currently this server that I'm on at the moment, which is just a little private one. So we've got a public server that we're hosting on our own hardware, and then we've got this server, which used to be the To The Sky server, the To The Sky public server. This one is hosted for free from Bisect Hosting, like a bit of a partnership thing. So thank you for them doing that. There is like a promo code in the description. I believe if you click it, you can see all the deals and stuff. I believe a percentage of it, you using the deal, I think your first month you get a percentage cheaper, and on top of that, a percentage of that goes to me. And then for every other month, a percentage of that goes to me. But the price goes back to the normal price, if that makes sense.
So if you're not planning on buying a server, don't worry about it. Don't stress it. But if you are planning on buying a server, keep that in mind, I guess. But regardless, thank you guys for watching. A little bit of a sellout at the end there. But yeah, you do what you do, right? God, I love it and I hate it. All right, hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.